a human trader named Ethan Cross. Calm, quiet, and observant. Known for paying high prices and asking no questions. Ethan walks past cages filled with different alien species. He sees 5 alien women locked together. Tall, silver blue skin. Eyes glowing faint gold. They stand straight, proud, even in chains. Unlike others, they do not beg. One of them meets Ethan's eyes and speaks calmly. If you buy us, you must free us. This catches Ethan's attention. The slave master warns Ethan. These ones are trouble. They attacked their last owner. Their price is extremely high. Other buyers avoid them. Ethan studies them carefully. He notices their posture is trained, not weak. Their language is refined. Their injuries are recent, not long-term. Ethan decides to buy them anyway. Ethan pays using rare human credits, military-grade tech. The entire market goes silent. The slave master laughs. Once sold, they are your problem. Ethan unlocks their chains immediately. The guards react, but Ethan activates legal release codes. He says only one thing. You are free, leave if you want. Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe. The slave market did not sleep. It never rested, never paused, never felt shame. It floated at the edge of known space, built inside the broken body of an ancient space station. Rusted metal walls curved like the ribs of a dead giant. Old lights flickered above long metal walkways. The air smelled of oil, sweat, and fear. Creatures from 100 worlds moved through the market. Some wore armor, some wore robes, some wore nothing at all. Voices overlapped in strange languages. Chains rattled. Energy collars buzzed. And inside the cages, lives waited to be sold. Ethan Cross walked calmly through it all. He was human, that alone made him stand out. Humans were rare in places like this. Too soft, most aliens said, too emotional, too easy to break. Ethan heard those words often and he never argued. He simply walked, hands behind his back, eyes sharp, face empty. He wore a dark coat with no markings. No weapons were visible, but anyone who looked closely would notice the quiet confidence in his steps. Ethan Cross was not here by accident. He stopped in front of one cage. Inside were 5 women. They were not like the others. Their skin shimmered in soft silver blue tones, catching the weak light. Their hair was long and dark, braided in complex patterns that spoke of culture and rank. Their eyes glowed faintly gold, steady and unafraid. They were bruised, cuts marked their arms and legs, but they stood tall, shoulders back, chins lifted. They did not cry. They did not beg. They watched. Most slaves avoided eye contact. It was safer that way. But these women did not look away. One of them, standing slightly forward, met Ethan's eyes directly. For a moment, the noise of the market seemed to fade. Ethan tilted his head slightly. He had seen many species before, warriors, nobles, broken souls, but something about these 5 was different. Their calm did not come from hope. It came from certainty. The slave master noticed Ethan's pause and hurried over. He was a thick-bodied alien with rough green skin and small, cruel eyes. Metal rings pierced his face, and a shock baton hung at his side. Interested, the slave master asked, voice slick with greed. Rare stock, very rare. Ethan did not answer at once. He studied the cage, the locking system, the energy field, military grade, expensive. They don't look broken, Ethan said finally. The slave master laughed. They tried to kill their last owner. The women did not deny it. The one in front stepped closer to the bars. Her voice was calm, clear and strong. If you buy us, she said, you must free us. The words were spoken in perfect trade speech. The slave master froze. Then he turned red with anger and slammed his baton against the cage. Electricity flashed, and the women winced but did not scream. Silence, he barked, you speak when told. Ethan raised a hand. That won't be necessary, he said quietly. The slave master sneered. They are dangerous, disobedient, high cost. You sure you want trouble, human? Ethan looked again at the woman who had spoken. She held his gaze, jaw tight, eyes steady. "What's your name?" Ethan asked her. The slave master laughed again. "They don't get names." "My name," the woman said, ignoring him, "is Lyra." Ethan nodded once. "How much?" The slave master's eyes widened. He named a price so high that nearby buyers stopped and stared. It was enough to buy a small ship, enough to bankrupt most traders. Ethan did not react. He reached into his coat and activated a data slate. Numbers flashed, codes transferred, credits flowed. Then he added something extra. A sealed military tech case. The slave master's smile slowly faded into shock. "Done," Ethan said. The cage unlocked with a deep hum. The market went quiet. The slave master stared at the open cage, then at Ethan. "Once sold, they are yours," he said slowly. "No returns." Ethan stepped forward. And then he did something no one expected. He shut down the energy collars. One by one, the lights around the women's necks faded. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Ethan stepped back and spoke clearly. "You are free," he said. "You may leave." The women did not move. The slave master's face twisted in fury. "You can't just..." Ethan turned slightly, just enough for the slave master to see the small device in his hand, a legal override key, rare, powerful. The slave master swallowed his anger. The women looked at one another. Then Lyra stepped forward, slowly crossing the open space between the cage and freedom. She bowed her head. "Thank you," she said, "but freedom has a cost." Ethan met her gaze. "So does slavery." Alarms suddenly blared. Red lights flashed along the market walls. Security drones lifted into the air. The slave master backed away quickly. Lyra's expression hardened. "They have marked you." Ethan already knew. His wrist display flashed warnings, tracking signals, multiple military level. "Can you move?" he asked. Lyra nodded. "We can fight." "I don't want to fight," Ethan said. "Follow me." They moved fast through narrow corridors, past shouting guards and confused buyers. Ethan knew the station well. He had planned for trouble. He always did. They reached his ship dock just as security forces poured into the area. The ship was small but sleek, human-made, with reinforced hull plating and hidden upgrades. The hatch opened instantly. The women entered without hesitation. As the ship pulled away, weapons fire struck the hull. Shields flared. Ethan pushed the engines hard, slipping into open space. Silence fell inside the ship. For the first time, the women relaxed slightly. Some sat. One leaned against the wall, breathing hard. Lyra stood near the cockpit. "You should not have done this," she said softly. Ethan did not look at her. "I disagree." "They will come," she said, "not just slavers." "I know." She studied him carefully. "Why?" Ethan paused. "Because no one else would." The ship jumped to faster than light travel. Stars stretched into lines. Lyra closed her eyes. Minutes passed. Then Ethan's sensors screamed. Multiple signals appeared behind them, fast, powerful. Lyra opened her eyes and whispered, "They found us." Ethan turned toward her. "Who?" She looked at the stars beyond the glass. "The Queen." Space rippled. A massive shadow emerged. A warship larger than any Ethan had ever seen. Its symbol burned across its hull, the same symbol etched faintly into the women's skin. Ethan felt cold. He had not bought slaves. He had bought royalty. And humanity had just made an enemy. The alien warship filled the stars. It did not move fast. It did not need to. Its presence alone crushed the silence of space. Layers of dark armor wrapped its massive frame, carved with glowing lines that pulsed like a living heart. Weapons rested openly along its sides, not hidden, not ashamed. Ethan Cross felt his throat tighten. His ship was a stone drifting beside a mountain. Warning lights flashed across the cockpit. Systems screamed as scanners failed to read the warship's full size. Power readings went off the charts and then vanished, as if the ship refused to be measured. A deep signal cut through the static. The ship was hailing them. Lyra stepped forward. Her face was calm, but her hands trembled slightly at her sides. It has begun, she said. Ethan swallowed. Who is she? Lyra did not look away from the screen. My mother. The transmission opened. The image that appeared was not monstrous. It was worse. The alien queen stood tall within a vast throne room of dark crystal and gold light. Her skin was the same silver blue as her daughter's, but darker, stronger. Her eyes burned like twin suns, filled with intelligence older than human history. She wore no crown. She did not need one. Her voice was smooth and cold. Human vessel, she said, you carry what belongs to me. The pressure of her presence made the air feel heavy. Ethan forced himself to speak. They don't belong to anyone. The Queen's eyes narrowed slightly. Return my daughters, she said, and I will forget this moment. Lyra stepped into view. The Queen's calm shattered. Her eyes widened just for a heartbeat. Lyra, the Queen said softly. The other 4 daughters joined her, standing shoulder to shoulder. We are here by choice, Lyra said. We are free. The Queen's voice hardened. You were stolen. You were silent, Lyra replied, while we were sold. The silence that followed felt endless. Then the Queen looked at Ethan. You, she said, you dare speak of freedom while standing between a mother and her children. Ethan met her gaze. They asked me to free them, he said. I did. The Queen laughed once. It was not kind. You are human, she said. Your species sells its own kind, fights itself, poisons its worlds. Do not pretend you are better. Ethan did not deny it. We are flawed, he said, but we choose who we protect. The Queen's warship shifted, weapons powered up. Last chance, she said, return them. Lyra turned to Ethan. If you refuse, your world will burn. Ethan nodded. I know. He faced the Queen again. I will not force them back into chains, he said. The Queen's eyes burned brighter. So be it. The transmission cut. Alarms screamed. Space warped. The warship's weapons charged. Ethan knew his ship would not survive a single shot. Then Lyra placed a hand on his arm. Stop, she said. She turned back to the screen and activated a hidden channel. Symbols flashed, ancient codes. The Queen froze mid-command. What are you doing? She demanded. Speaking the truth, Lyra said. The ship's systems opened. A broadcast spread outward, far beyond the battlefield. Images appeared. Slave markets. Cages. Alien children torn from families. Royal seals stamped on contracts. Proof. The galaxy watched as the daughters spoke. They told of betrayal inside the Empire, of nobles who sold royal blood for power, of a queen who ruled through fear, not justice. The Queen's face did not change, but her hands clenched. This weakens us, she said. No, Lyra replied, it reveals us. Signals flooded in. Alien ships appeared, not attacking but watching. Species long crushed under the Queen's rule listened. Ethan activated his own broadcast. Human archives opened. Footage of humans sheltering alien refugees, fighting slavers, offering aid without payment. The Queen studied the images. You let them choose, she said slowly. Yes, Ethan replied, even if they choose against us. Silence. The Queen looked at her daughters. Return, she said, rule with me. Lyra shook her head. We will not rule with chains. The Queen closed her eyes. When she opened them, the fire had dimmed. Human, she said, you have changed the board. Her warship powered down its weapons. I withdraw, she said, for now. The massive ship turned away. Relief washed over Ethan so fast his knees weakened. But the Queen's final words echoed. My daughters are exiles, she said, and humanity is now watched. The transmission ended. Days later, Ethan's ship arrived near Earth. Human fleets waited, tense but hopeful. Lyra and her sisters stood together. What will you do now? Ethan asked. Lyra looked at Earth. We will learn, she said, and we will help. Humanity welcomed them, not as rulers, not as weapons, but as people. Across the galaxy, slave markets burned. Empires shifted. A human trader had broken a chain. And the universe would never forget. Ethan stood on the observation deck, watching the blue planet turn. Lara joined him. "You bought us as slaves," she said. "I freed you," Ethan replied. She smiled softly. "You reminded the galaxy what freedom means." Stars moved on. So did history. End.